Hello friends, welcome to JavaEE JSP tutorial. In the last few videos, we are talking about the custom tags. Now we will see how to use the tag file. So the extension will be .tag. We already saw an example for .tld file. So the TLD is a tag library descriptor. This tag file will actually define a tag and we can start using those tags. Okay, now we will proceed. So this is where the example we started the custom tag development. So the data for this custom tag example is supplied by these 4 videos. So you can actually cut down the database part and you can supply the data from the application internal cache itself. But if you are following this video in a serious manner, in a sequential manner, then you no need to worry about. You can directly continue because the data is already available. If you are directly working on this custom tag example, then you have to find a way of supplying the data or slightly tweaking the example so that you can continue further. So first what we will do, we will define a file called booktitle.tag. Our Eclipse Neon IDE itself provides a support to add the JSP tag file. So the extension will be provided and some initial skeleton will be provided for a startup. So for example, once we create the tag file, our IDE itself provides this first tag. Then if you see here, we are defining the attribute. So you may wonder where the tag is defined. So the tag is the file itself supplies the tag name. That means the file name will be important. So book title. So here we can say the tag is book title and attributes are defined here. Similarly, if you define a tag called stores.tag, then the tag is stores and attributes are defined inside that file. So like that it will go. Here our tag is book title.tag. So we should have used book titles, but that's okay. Here we define book title.tag because here our goal is to represent a single book title. We are going to use it for printing a specific title. I mean one book title, we can say. Suppose if you want to define a tag that will print all the book titles, then you can name your file to match with the tag name. So if your JSP programmer will ask for a tag, custom tag, stores, then you have to define a tag called stores.tag. Then it may have attributes to collect the stores and print it. Here in our case, if you see, we defined a attribute and the attribute name is book title. So this is the attribute name we are defining, book title, and book title type is our title bin. So we saw this title bin multiple times. It contains 3 property: book title, book type, and book price. So other stuff required and RT expression, true, all this stuff we already saw in the TLD tag library descriptor itself. So much explanation is not required here. And once we specified the attribute, and you can see how the in JSP coder point of view, the JSP coder says that this is my tag book title, and I will expose one attribute called BT, and I expect this will be the type tube coding example bean package and title bean. So that's what I am defining. So the attribute BT will receive the title bean. So once he made that assumption, and you can see how he is making the presentation. So he defined a h2 tag, and he or she, I mean the JSP coder, defined a h2 tag, and they set the style. After that, since the assumption was made here, it's a title type bt.booktitle. So here we are accessing the property, and you can also see, since it's a tag file, it supports accessing the variable context variables. So we use the same notation, dollar curly braces bt. Bt is nothing but title bean dot book title. So that's how we are accessing. That means here we are accessing the title, and we want to print that title in a specific style. All right. So this is one file, book title dot tag. So this is one file, book title dot tag. So now you may get an idea of what's the use of tag file. So in tag file, we can the JSP coder can define styles for different attributes. So tag file, and the tag file contains different attributes, and each attribute may perform a specific presentation. Here in this case, if you see, the attribute is BT, book title. So once the BT title is used, the BT title will print the book title on this specific style, CSS style, we can say. All right, now let's go to the next file, Displaybook.jsp. So in our previous example, we created 4 versions. So now we are going to the 5th version that will make use of this tag file. Here, when we go to the demo, that time you will see there will be one more tag library that uses the URI and our TLD file. Here, if you see, in addition to that, here we need to point to this, right? We specify tag lib, tag directory. This is the tag directory. That means we will create our tag file in this tag directory, and we are supplying the prefix for it, tg. So in the body, if you see here, we still use our existing custom tag, and we supply the collection of all the book titles. So this one comes from the servlet, which makes contact to the SQL server, retrieves data, packages that in array list, then sets the context variable book titles. So my list books attribute, that's coming from our TLD and tag file. Then we are supplying the data for the books attribute. Next comes our tag file. So if you see tg is here. What we specify here is the book title, and this book title, this is the important one you have to remember. This book title, this is the tag we are opening on the space tg prefix, and this tg refers the tag directory. So the book title, whatever you specify here, this is the tag name, right? This tag name will be searched, since we specify tg and they specify the tag directory. TG specify this the tag directory, and this book title will be searched in this tags directory. So definitely there will be one match, because here we have a book title.tag. So this means this tags directory may contain multiple .tag file. So if you look at a big project, there may be more than 100 files, say for example. So then once you use a tag on those 100 files, .tag, I mean book title.tag will searched. Once the tag file is found, that means tag matching tag file, Then inside we will get all the tags, I mean all the attributes defined. So here the tag is resolved, book title coming from tg points to the tag directory contains book title.tag. The name here is matched with the file name. Alright, next if you see bt, that's the attribute. Now we are using that bt attribute, and the bt attribute will receive a type, a single bean, tube.codingexample.bean.title. Whereas if you see here, this book's type is array list from util package. So any array list, and we gave the array list as bean object. All right, here if you see, we are using a context variable one title. Here it is a book titles. This book titles will be supplied by the servlet, and this one we will supply from our tag class. We will see that soon. That's all. So if you see here, these two files will be defined by the JSP coder. So JSP coder, if you see, they create a tag file within a tag directory. They say that I'm providing a tag book title, and that will receive attribute bt. I mean that will receive a title bean in the attribute bt. That's all. Then he knows what are all the data available. Well, because it's title bean, definitely he knows it will give the data of book title, book type, and price. That here the coder decided that since it is bt, he is making use of only the book title, and he set a styling for it. Next, here if you see how he is using it, he is using our list books custom attribute, which is defined in the TLD as well as simple tag support class, which we saw in the previous videos. Then book title, which we will implement here inside the doTag method itself, that you will see, and the data we will supply soon. So my list books one tag, inside that we have one more tag that receives an attribute, book title tag and attribute bt. All right, so now we saw how the JSP code is defined his part of work. He defined he or she defined a tag file and a JSP file. Now in the TLD, if you see, this is one change we have to make to avoid runtime errors. So this is one change we have to make in the TLD. Previously we specified body content as empty. Now we specified body content as scriptless. So that's all. Here we previously have a fragment attribute, and that fragment attribute stuff we removed it. So if you look at our previous example, we have a fragment attribute, and this fragment attribute will be invoked by the JSP fragment instance from our doTag method of simple tag supported derived class. Or if I say it in the top down way, simple tag derived class contains a doTag method, and that doTag method accessed this fragment using the JSP fragment class. All right, now we removed it. Why? Because we moved the fragment stuff here inside the tag file. If you remember, in our previous example, we used the fragment to render only the book title. So that rendering part, now we moved to a tag file. That's why here we removed that particular fragment stuff inside the TLD file. So we just placed a comment here stating we removed those piece of code, and here we made one more change. We said it's scriptlets. Now let's go to the Java class. So this is our do tag method inside the Java class, and inside the for loop books collection. So it's available in the context itself, JSP context, which is nothing but the array list of book bean title pushed by the servlet. So if you watch our previous videos, then you will get the full picture. For now, if you are directly watching this video, just think that there is some collection which is already available for this Java class. To know how it is coming into picture here, you have to watch previous video. For now, I'll just say that the servlet, after reading the content from the SQL Server database, it packed all the books inside a array list, and that array list is pushed to a context variable. That context variable is set through a setter method. So this call will do the set, and here we are making use of the books collection. So if you see, on each iteration we will get one title bin, right? We are using the for each, we get a title bin. And here if you see, we are setting one title, book title. So book title we already casted it here as a title bin, and we are giving it to the context variable jc.setContext. Jc is nothing but JSP context, and we are setting a variable one title. And this line also important. So get JSP body dot invoke, get JSP body. So we are, this do tag, if you see, it's called on this perspective, right? List books, and the my tag you are not seeing here. Once we go to demo, you will see my tag. Using that my tag, we will get the URI. Using that URI, we will get into the simple tag file, and inside the simple tag file we will get into the do tag method, and inside the do tag method we are executing all this. That means on this perspective we are executing this, and this is getting all the book title collection, right? That's processed here in the for loop. Then for each book found, we are invoking the body. So the 7 we can map it here, right? Invoke body, so it will invoke this body. TG book title, and that's defined here. Book title attribute is BT, that means it invokes this. So this is how it goes. All right, to explain it further, if you see here, this is the JSP file, and inside the JSP file we are using this tag, right? TG book title, and attribute is BT. So if you see here, this is the attribute. TG is just a prefix, book title is the attribute, and this book title is searched inside TG. TG refers web-inf tags directory. So in the tags directory it will find book title.tag. Then if you see inside the book title.tag, we defined only one attribute called BT, and BT we defined it like this, h2. Then we defined how it should be printed. And if you see here, this is one, right? BT, and the BT is defined here in our JSP file. You can see we are using the attribute BT, and the tag file itself identified by the name book title. We come inside, then we print all the details, and here we are using bt.book title. Here inside the tag class, so the tag class, and when it is iterating the books collection, you can see one title. That's what here we are supplying. So one title, that means we are supplying a single title bean instance to the BT. And then the tag file is making use of that BT. BT is nothing but single bean instance which is supplied through the environment variable one title, and that one title is set by the tag class file while it is iterating the books collection which is supplied by our mylist custom tag. So you get the complete picture, right? Tag class. And if you see here this book title, then servlet also comes into picture. So who is supplying this book title collection? So that's our servlet. We used it to multiple times, and we know what is its duty. It will connect to database, it queries the pubs from the titles table, it retrieves book title, book type and book price, then it assembles that inside the title bean, then all the records. So the query may return some 20 or 21 records. All these are collected inside a array list as a title bean. Then that is what is applied to the book title. So the JSP file, this one, the JSP file have two contexts for one variable. It knows all the books. It knows a single book instance also, right? The JSP file, I mean. So here if you see how the tag is used, we are iterating through all the books, and for each book title we are printing so that's the body here. Here we are supplying the book title attribute, book title, I mean single book, and using that we are printing the content. Now we will go to the demo. So here is our JSP project which we started when we started this series, JSP learning series. Alright, now we will create the tag file. So before that we should go to web.inf and we will create a folder called tags. Remember, this folder is referred by our JSP file. So in the previous slide we saw that with the prefix tg we refer taglib and we refer this directory. Alright, so first we created the directory handed web inf tags, then we can go for a new we'll go to other. It will be available inside web JSP tag. So we'll create next, then the name is book title, click on next, new tag file. So we are not using an extended version, we will use a new JSP tag file, and I will click finish. And if you see, it provided some startup skeleton. We will put a comment here. This is our first code snippet. Alright, now we defined one attribute, BT, book title, that means a single book title, and whatever you want to print, you can print. So that's this data supplied by our parent tag, which is a collection of title beans. Alright, so here we defined the tag attribute, and then inside the tag file we started our rendering. So we created the tag file. Now we will go ahead and create our next version. So I'm doing a copy, then doing a paste here, and let's accept the same name. So here we have our URI for the custom tag library. Now for attribute we will specify one more header and tag lib. So this is also tag lib, this is also tag lib. This tag lib is identified by the URI, and here the tag lib is for the tag directory. So prefix here I am giving it as a tg. So this namespace or URI is referred by prefix my. This one is a JSP JSTL core. In this example we are not using it, but just for understanding purpose I just kept it here. If you see how we are accessing different tag libraries, so this one is the JSTL core, and this one is our own custom tag library, and this one also a tag library, but here instead of defining a tag class, here we are making use of the direct JSP code. So we refer this that with the relative path location web by nf for tags. So inside that we have we can have multiple number of tag files. At present we defined only one tag, book title.tag. All right, so prefix tg refers to this tag directory. Inside that the Java file, this JSP file, may find one or more tag one or more tag and its attributes. All right, so this is from our previous version, right? If you see, we are using our parent. So this will go to the tag class and do tag method, and from that do tag method, using the JSP fragment instance, we invoke this body. Now what we are going to do, we will completely remove this body tag. This stuff also we can remove, not required for this example. And so tag file, custom tag, replacing the fragment with okay. All right, and here if you see, we used the custom tag list books from since we use my prefix, and it goes to this URI, and from this URI it will find the implementation class. So this is usually searched by the TLD file. So we have a TLD file here already. So this is also explained multiple times. And if you see, this is the URI. We defined that URI inside the TLD, then we linked that with the tag class. So this is how the linkage goes. And once it reads this, it knows that it needs to call after initializing of course it should go to the simple tag library class and makes call to the do tag method. And this one is coming from our tg prefix tg, and the tag will be tag. Here it is a book title. This book title tag will be searched inside web by nf tags. Inside there is a matching tag file found, book title. So this case and is important here. There should be an exact match here. That's how it goes to the tag. So this is actually a tag. Here we are opening a tag. So inside the tag file, if you see, it doesn't have any tag. So the file itself a tag. Inside we define the attributes. All right, then attribute. This attribute will be supplied. It will be supplied soon. So because we will supply this attribute soon, and at present it shows one error. Tag list books must be empty. Okay, we haven't yet changed the TLD file. In the TLD file, once you place a scriptless, this warning will go away. We will do that next. So here we have a TLD file, right? So here body content, we are keeping it as empty. That's why it gave that warning. Now we specified it as scriptless. Now if you go back here, you can see that warning is gone. Next, in the TLD file, if you see, we have a fragment attribute, right? Now we don't need this fragment attribute because now it is taken care by the tag file. Tag file will print the book title. Previously we used the fragment to print only this book title. Now we moved that to the tag file. So we removed that fragment attribute stuff from our TLD file. Now we will move to the Java file, and if you see, you may be wondering that who will be supplying this data. Now we will supply this data. Why? Because this is Displaybook 5.jsp, and we know that it will get invoked from our servlet, this JSP file, and the parent for this one book title is our custom tag, and since it's a custom tag, my prefix goes to the J tags, and here is the J tag. Inside the J tag we have do tag method, and in the do tag method, if you see, previously we are invoking the fragment attribute print title. Print title is actually a fragment, JSP fragment. All this stuff we explained in the previous video. Now we are replacing that fragment stuff with our new code. We will delete this also. So that's coming here. Okay, actually you can do format in a quick way. Source Ctrl+Shift+F, so that will do the formatting automatically. And here, as already explained in this slide, we are iterating through the books collection, and for each book found we are setting a context. So this is the context we are setting: one title, book title. So we know that we come here from our Displaybook 5 through this tag, and when the tag is executed, there is no context for book title. But when we are inside the do tag method, we are setting the context. So during the each iteration, we will change this context. So this one title will have different book title. So this is the books collection. It will get iterated. Suppose if there are 5 books, that will get iterated, and inside the body we will set this context. Why? Because we are invoking the body here. All right, get JSP body in the sense that do tag is executed for this, and we are invoking the body. So this body is invoked. So before invoking the body, if you see, we are changing the title. So we invoke the body for each books found, and before invoking the body, we set or we change the context one title. Where is it? Here we change the context one title, and from here the linkage will go tg tag directory, and tag directory already got bt. If you see here, one title, and bt is assigned, goes to tag, bt is assigned, and we are using, or we are printing it. So that's all here. And one stuff we always forget to do is servlet. It should now invoke our new version. So the previous version is 4, now we will invoke version 5. So the servlet will contact database, and it queries the data record set. We are iterating it here. We take title, type, price from database, and we add it to the book title bin, and the title bin we add it to the array list. And here we are setting up the book titles. Next we are calling display books. Display books is here, and if you see here, the context is available book titles. So from where it is coming from the display books servlet. Book titles. What is titles? Titles is array list. How this array list is populated? It is populated by iterating through the database record set. Alright, now you may got the complete picture. Now we will execute this servlet. Okay. Started synchronized, and you can see it printed the text of. So this is coming from our .tag file, and these two are executed from the tag itself. Here we are invoking the body, right? So this content, after placing the one title, we are invoking the body. That means it goes to the tag file, and it will print only the book title. Type and price, we are printing it inside our doTag method itself. But if you need, you can completely remove this code, and in the tag file itself, if you see here, we are using only book title, but the bt is a single instance of a bin. So you can actually remove this piece of code and place other element with a different style. Paragraph, put a book type, and in a different style put a book price. All the stuff also you can do, but here I am stopping it. You can explore it to yourself, or you can simply put a paragraph, open a paragraph here, put a p, I mean open a paragraph means p, right? P $bt dot type and price, all the stuff you can print. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.